In this video, we will discuss how to calibrate a Maxitrol space temperature selector and tamper-proof sensor if necessary. First, it's important to understand how this system operates. First and foremost, this is your TSS tamper-proof system or tamper-proof stat. This is your R2 relay. This is your space temperature selector, and this is your tamper-proof stat. Now, the only time the STS or space temperature selector and TPS tamper-proof stat is in the circuit is when this thermostat is programmed and you are in occupied mode. Currently, it's showing 9:40 a.m. on a Thursday. If you push your schedule exit button once, it will say on. Time 6 a.m. Monday through Friday. You release the time, push the up arrow once, it'll go off at 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. That is your occupied mode. So from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m., that's what we consider occupied mode. At that point, you have a constant 24 volt output from your time clock output to this R2 relay. We know the relay is energized because the green light is illuminated on the actual relay. So first and foremost, let's see if the system is operating properly. First, we must isolate the STS and TPS. The shielded wire that goes up to the roof or to the unit itself, the shielded wire must be removed from terminals 21 and 22. Now the circuit is isolated, and this is a series circuit, and they are in the circuit. We know this because the green light is on. Now taking our ohm meter, first off, we're showing 73 degrees. You want to turn our space temperature selector to 73 degrees. You must understand the system is trying to achieve 6,000 ohms. It equates 6,000 ohms to your ambient temperature in your space. So at 73 degrees, we should see 6,000 ohms on this circuit. The wires we removed on 21 and 22, we're going to check it right there. And we're getting 6,300 ohms, so that is out of calibration. All we do then is if we turn this dial so we get to 6,000 ohms, the dial is showing 61 degrees, and the space is actually warmer than that. The space is actually 73 degrees. So this means we must calibrate this system. So what we need to do is calibrate the tamper-proof stat. There's a potentiometer on there. So first we must turn our space temperature selector to our ambient temperature of 73. Now we're going to calibrate our tamper-proof stat. Okay, now that our space temperature selector is on 73 degrees, make sure you take your meter and go back across 21 and 22 on the terminal block. Remove the cover. There's two screws that hold this cover on. Remove this cover. You're going to see a blue potentiometer in here. What we're going to do is turn this until we get to 6,000 ohms. There is some dope on it, so it may be hard to turn at first. So now we're at 6,000 ohms, and our space temperature is 73 degrees, and our space temperature selector dial is on 73 degrees. Now the system is properly calibrated. Be sure to put the cover back on. And tighten the two screws. And we'll go back to the other side. Be sure to reinstall your shielded wires back on terminals 21 and 22. We're not polarity sensitive, so it doesn't matter which wire goes to which terminal. Also, be sure to put your space temperature selector back to your desired space temp in your occupied mode. So once again, we're 65, 68, and set back at 55. So they're basically trying to maintain 65 to 68 degrees. So you're going to turn this till you get to about 67, 68 degrees. Therefore, whenever this heater is in occupied mode, this light is on. It's going to maintain the temperature on your dial. And as of the unoccupied mode, or 5 p.m., the setback light will come on. It will start maintaining 55 degree on, 58 degrees off at nighttime. And then in the morning at 6 a.m. it's going to come back on, and what this relay is going to do is make this heater run continuous in occupied mode. That completes this video. Thanks for your time.